Welcome back to Smoky Ribs. Today I'm doing nachos, pulled pork nachos. If you caught last week's video, you'll see where I had 3 pounds of Boston pork butt left over in that cook. Yesterday I took it out to my Kamado Joe. I smoked it up just for this recipe. It's going to be killer. We're going to be using pork 3 different ways in this video. If you like pork, stick around.
If you want to cook backyard barbecue till you get your feel, you come to the right place. Restaurant Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs. Smoky Ribs.
What you're looking at is the ingredients for a salsa Kamado. I got this recipe from Chef Johnny Stewart over at Texas Style Cuisine. I'm going to put a link in the description box for his video on this, as well as a link to his channel page. Please go there and give him a like. He's fairly new to YouTube, but the man is not new to cooking at all. He does a lot of Texas style barbecue. He does Tex-Mex style cuisine. He's won local and congressional awards for his cooking. So please go there and check him out. All right, what I'm going to do first is go ahead and take these Roma tomatoes. There's 1 dozen, 12 of them, and the jalapenos. I'm going to rub them down with oil, and I'll meet you over here at the cast iron skillets. All right, in this skillet, I've got the 1 dozen Roma tomatoes. Like I said, I've got them oiled. What you're wanting to do is actually blacken the skin on these. You're going to give them a good toast. All right, now I had the same thing going over here with the jalapenos. I'm simply more or less burning them or blackening them on each side. We've got a ways to go on these. Salsa Kamado, Kamado meaning burnt, as Chef Johnny explained in his video. That's what's going to add the unique flavor to this salsa. All right, now as you can see, I added 5 cloves of garlic. I'm removing those because all I wanted to do is get a nice toast on those. Garlic burns very easy. You don't want to burn it. Now as you can see, we're starting to get some really good dark char on these peppers. I'm starting to smell it. They don't lack much from being ready to pull off of here. Now one trick that he showed to tell when these are ready, let's do it on this one right here. Just pick up your jalapeno and pull on the stem. If it pulls off easily, they're ready. That one is not pulling off easily, so we're going to go a few more minutes. My jalapenos are ready. I've already removed the stem on those and have them over here on the cutting board along with the garlic. These are getting really close. As you can see, I got some pretty good char on the skin. I got a lot of the skin that's actually coming off and sticking to the bottom of the skillet, and I'm going to try to recover as much of that as I can too, just for that flavor. As you can see here, same thing. These are about ready to come apart. I'm not going to let them go much longer. I think they can probably go maybe another 2 or 3 minutes. All right, I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and transfer these into the food processor right here. Now, any of that loose skin that you find on the bottom of your skillet, make sure you pour that into your processor as well. That's where the flavor is coming from, just like that piece right there. Going to add in our 5 jalapenos. You can see the nice char on those. And the 5 cloves of garlic. All right, now you want to add in the juice of 1 lemon. All right, now I got 2 teaspoons of salt going in. I'm using kosher salt. 1 teaspoon of sugar. All right, I got her all locked down. We're going to go ahead and blend all this up. All right, the last thing I got going in is about 1/2 of a bunch of cilantro. We're just going to mix this in real good. All right, we're just going to give that a pulse or 2. That should be plenty. All right, I think I know what this is. I think I've had it before. We're fixing to find out. Oh yeah, absolutely. God, I love this stuff. First time I ever had it, I was in a Mexican restaurant here in Biloxi. It's ran and owned by Mexicans. And man, we were just oohing and ahhing over their food. So one of the Mexicans went around in the back and brought out this dish of this same stuff and told us to try it and see what we thought of it. We wanted something hot and spicy. And this has definitely got a kick to it. Exact same stuff, same color. That's exactly what it is. Man, I'm just so thankful to get this recipe. You have no idea, Mr. Johnny Stewart. Thanks so much for sharing that. most Mexican restaurants, it don't show up on their menu. You have to especially ask for it. Most of them do have it in the back. I don't know if they're just making it for themselves or what, but that is the recipe right there. All right, let's move on to the next step. All right, now I got 6 slices of bacon that I've got rendering, gonna make it nice and crispy. By the way, this is the same skillet that I used on the tomatoes. There was quite a bit of peeling still stuck to the bottom of this thing, and what I did was kept it warm, poured some beer over in it, just a little bit, a couple tablespoons, deglazed it, poured that out, wiped it right out, good as new. All right, the bacon is ready. I just removed it. I left behind the bacon grease. I'm reheating this pulled pork that I did yesterday on the Kamado Joe. The only thing I just did to this off camera was I added in a little bit more of this barbecue rub, same rub that I rubbed on the outside of the pork butt yesterday prior to smoking it. And all I'm doing is reheating this, and we're just about there. All right, I'm just going to set this off to the side, and we're going to move on. All right, I have 8 pounds of lard, pure lard, that I've raised up to 400 degrees in this deep fryer. And I'm getting ready to drop these pork pellets in here. These are made by Rudolph Foods. Now watch this. This is something else. You just want to drop them in. Your oil's got to be at 400 degrees. In this case, lard. They cook theirs in rendered pork fat. And so I'm using lard, which is basically the same thing, except for the fact they've added certain things like emulsifiers and all to give it more of a shelf life compared to just fresh rendered pork. All right, you've got to put a weight to keep these submerged the whole time. Look at that. These take roughly 55 seconds to a minute. Oh, they're trying to come up. Let's push them back down. Here we go. I've got a few trying to sneak off from here. Is that something? Look at that. All right. Look at the size of those bad boys. We'll take and remove these over onto a paper towel. Now what I'm going to do while the oil is still hot on these is go ahead and I'm just going to salt them with some kosher salt. You could season these up with anything you like, but what I'm doing with them, I don't want the flavors competing too much, so therefore I'm just simply going to salt these. All right, this is what we got so far, and I know I got more than what I need, but I tell you the truth, I am having so much fun with this. I'm gonna do one more small batch. I'd like to thank Rudolph Foods for sending me these pellets out. This is just simply amazing. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life. I didn't realize this is how they make them. You can order these pellets from their website. I'll have the description, or I'll have the link in the description down below. And they also, you can get any of their products, the ones that's already cooked and bagged. If you got a big party or something like that, man, this would be ideal for football party food. You can hear them things that are just crackling. This is amazing. I tell you what, I've tasted a lot of these growing up in bags. I have never tasted anything as fresh as these. These are just absolutely incredible. You can season these with anything, mesquite barbecue, just whatever flavor you like. I went ahead and transferred all these into this big Ziploc bag. That way I could just take out what I needed here. I'm going to go ahead and layer all across the bottom. These things are still crackling. All right, what I'm going to do now is start topping these with this pulled pork. Can you see where I'm going with this? Oh man, yeah. All right, now on top of the pulled pork, I've got some Colby Jack. I didn't want a real sharp cheese. I love sharp cheddar, but I didn't want on this because, like I said, I don't want a lot of strong flavors competing with each other, and I really want this salsa to come shining through. All right, now I'm adding on some queso fresco. This is sort of a Mexican equivalent of feta as far as texture goes. All right, what'd I tell you? We got pork, and more pork. Here goes the bacon. All right, now in addition to everything else, I'm also adding in some pickled jalapenos. Just randomly here. There's a lot of heat already with that salsa Kamado, so I'm gonna go kind of sparingly with these, but I do want that flavor in here. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and place this in the oven and let all this cheese get nice and bubbly. All right, we're down to the final stretch now. I'm gonna take some of this salsa camada. We're just gonna drizzle this about. I cannot wait to try this. All right, now what I have here is some crema mexicana. You can also use sour cream if you like. I'm pretty partial to this myself. And that, my friends, is pulled pork nachos with a major twist. All right, now it's time to see how we did. All right, let me see here. Man, these things are so big. I don't want to get nothing too big. Here we go. This looks good. Here we go. Gotta have one more. There are some tremendous flavors going on with this. Just unreal flavors, starting with the fresh fried pig skins. Man, just unreal flavor. I bit into that for the first time. I had to go bring one to my wife back there. She was like, really good. Thank you, Rudolph Foods. All right, I'd like to thank Johnny Stewart for that salsa camada recipe. Outstanding. I have been looking for that recipe high and low for so long and finally got it. I'm here to tell you I'll be using this on a lot of my Mexican style Tex-Mex recipes. Hope you give these a try. Everything I did here would also go very well with tortilla chips, same thing. Just use that instead if you don't want to use the pig skins. But I encourage you to go ahead and try these pig skins. You don't have to get the pellets. You can buy them right out of a bag. Whole lot simpler. You don't have to have the lard and all that. But it's kind of a novelty to watch these things puff up. I thoroughly enjoyed that part of this video. So until next time, smoky ribs.